Greetings. In this video we will be looking at variables and constants. If you are new to this channel, you should subscribe so you do not miss any new videos. Also, if this video was beneficial, please like and share. Begin. In the programming world, for you to better appreciate a variable and a constant, there is a keyword you should know, and that is an identifier. What exactly is an identifier? Well, it is a string of alphanumeric characters that begins with an alphabetic character or an underscore character, and it is used to identify a location in memory. Now, from that definition, the key thing that you need to remember is that an identifier is used to identify a location in memory, or an identifier is used to reference a location in memory. Cool? The word alphanumeric simply implies a string can consist of alphabetic characters and numeric characters. For example, I have two examples here. I have tax4 and height. You should realize that TAX is an example of alphabetic character and the 4 is an example of a numeric character. So when you're naming your identifier, you can combine it with both alphabetic character and numeric character, right? There are also some rules that you should remember when giving your identifier a name. These rules are: so your identifier must begin with a letter from the English alphabet or an underscore character, right? It cannot have a space. So for instance here, I have first name here. What I could do is basically join both words together using what we call camel casing. So we have here first name. This would be an example of a camel casing word or identifier. Basically what we did is we have FIRST and the N we make it capital so it looks like the back of a camel casing. Or if you have a composite identifier name, you can actually use an underscore character to join them together like what we have here, right? An identifier must not have any special characters in it, such as these that we have at the bottom here. So you just need to remember that. What does an identifier has to do with a variable and a constant? Well, it turns out a variable and a constant are both identifiers. Yep, a variable is an identifier and a constant is an identifier. Now, this is very important in terms of how you name your variable and your constant. So, once you follow the rules for naming an identifier, when naming your variables and constant, you should be fine, right? So, what are variables and constant? Well, the general definition of a constant is it does not change its value over time, while a variable can change its value over time. Now these are the general definitions. However, when you're talking about variables and constants in terms of programming, the definition needs to be tweaked a bit, right? So let me expand on this a bit. So in terms of programming, a variable or variables are an area of storage whose value can change during processing, while a constant never changes during processing. You see? Good.